Oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna record right there. All right, action. Oh shit. Okay, hello, brave world out there. It's your girl Capri, otherwise known as DJ Capri Sun. Okay, I am here as the founder of the Keepers Collective, the motherfucking creative director, the motherfucking flyer designer, bitch, the motherfucking all of it right now. Um, that being said, yes, Keepers is actually still a team of one. I created Keepers, the Keepers Collective, about 4 months ago. So the fact that I hit 1,000 followers recently is insane. And I probably sent you from the Reel or TikTok, whatever I sent you from, to come and watch this YouTube video. If you did want to have any more information about the Keepers Collective and my ideas and what I'm trying to do, and also just hear me yap. If you don't want to hear me yap and you just want to get an explanation, hopefully, now mind you, okay, this is my first time like doing any type of YouTube videos for real. But I felt with my ideas and what I want the Keepers Collective to be, the long form of media would work best. I'm not really chasing perfection in this video, and I'm saying that because, girl, I gotta get comfortable. I gotta get comfortable. But I just felt like I'm getting comfortable with yapping on camera, so I might as well just yap. Cause yeah, but let's get to the point. I had my notes written down so y'all can see what was going on. Oh yeah, and if I look high, it's cause I am. Your girl, a lot of people are like, what? Because I had to do a little gardening today. The fuck, and it's hot as hell outside. But yeah, I'm gonna just leave this right here. So, like I said, I'm Capri. I am a DJ in Charlotte, North Carolina. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. I've been DJing for about 1 year, and I've been doing Keepers for about 4 months. So basically, let me look at my notes. Ciao. What the fuck I said? So basically, the mission of Keepers is to preserve and evolve creativity, and specifically and especially in the Black American community. If you can't already tell, the fucking logo is based off of the Black American heritage flag. And that is just, an ode to how proud I am to be Black American and how much more we need to take pride in our power and our influence. So, it's just like there's so many different creative trends that we have created that has changed the trajectory of our society and reality as we know it. I think that influence today is power, and it doesn't matter your status, but if you have some sort of following, it's very easy to basically control what's being said, what's being done, what's being talked about. And I feel like we need to recognize the power in that. As a Gen Z motherfucking OG, I call myself an OG Gen Z Zoomer because I still am in the middle of, I didn't grow up fully immersed in the internet like the other half of Gen Z did. I still went outside. I still had pens and paper in school, nigga. Like, it wasn't like that for me for a while. So I feel like I understand both sides because at the same time they was teaching us how to, realize who, is cyberbullying and cyber talkers or scams or stuff like that. Like, it's easier for us to see that versus even millennials or people who are older. And it's definitely getting worse because of AI. So it's like, child. Anywho, what's bothering me and what did bother me was basically I felt like still feel the same. It was that our creativity isn't evolving. Either, goddamn shit. It wasn't. I feel like creativity wasn't evolving in our communities, and that is just like in the creative community. Just everything just going through the works of like the reboots and the remakes and the 12th version of this and the 10th version of that and the live action and the animation and the same stories, even just people who are pioneers in our community just taking the route of just keep it going. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Consumerism with just the decline, and I don't know, intellectualism and critical thinking, and it's just all that shit tied together, and capitalism and blah 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 blah. Basically, we create a lot of the trends in the world when it comes to fashion, when it comes to music, when it comes to, you know, just dialect and how we speak, and language and the verbiage, and just so many things that we never really get the credit for. And I feel like if we better took, you know, responsibility in archiving the things that we create while also making them, you know, impossible to ignore, because everything that we have done, everything that we do, from Black entertainers to Black art, everything is impossible to ignore. And at the same time, I feel like it still gets disrespected because, you know, we're not owed our right to, you know, the things that we create. I just feel like nobody's taking the lead on that. So that's why I wanted to basically just get back to finding our power within our communities ourselves without having to rely on anything else, not mainstream media, not, you know, anybody else, just us, just the Black Americans. Because at the end of the day, I feel like we are really kind of the most disrespected, you know, group of people in the world. And we do have a culture that we created out of nothing. We created out of coming out of slavery and trauma filled motherfucking generations, and yet we still have prevailed and created so many things that, I mean, come on now. I will further make more details, like in a more detailed Yap session videos in the future about different topics and stuff. But for right now, that's just my why. On the other side of that now, I am also a DJ. So I go out and DJ, but I've only been DJing for a year. So before that, I started going outside, you know, to get to know people. So, you know, just be out in the city because I never had before. And I stumbled upon just kind of like creatives out in the wild. And I feel like I didn't think that that would exist in Charlotte for some reason, other than like other big cities like, you know, New York, LA, motherfucking Atlanta, Miami, whatever, shit like that. But at the end of the day, it's a city. So, you know, it's still those types of people around. It's just a lot less compared to other places. Bitch, I'm running out of breath. Whew, I just had some Dax, girl. I ate all that shit. And 2 pieces of cake. I look fit up top, I might, but woo! The little lady show can't put it down. I'm off topic. No, basically, I was going outside in a Charlotte scene. There is like a little hub of people that just create, and then, you know, DJs, filmmakers, you know, authors, fashion designers. Like, there's really just a little hub there, and it was my first time discovering it around like last year. So of course, I started going more and out to certain scenes, and it was filled with people like me, you know, people who are creatives, but people who actually are just like free people. You know, we like to dance, we like to go out, because I was never a fan of the club culture in the South that is literally just a big motherfucking stare at a bitch a thon. Like, what? No. Let's get a motherfucking section for I don't know how many motherfucking dollars, bitch, and then have to get a motherfucking bottle that's $250 that was $45 at the store that we could have got before we got here, and we could have already been drunk when we got in here. We can't know. I am so over that culture, so that is also the why I can't stand it. I actually like to dance. I was befuddled. An entire generation has been befuddled to think that we could just go out and, you know, go to the clubs and dance like it was in a motherfucking Hot and Hurt video, or you know, shit like that. Motherfuckers in the club, you know, dancing, grinding on off each other. We can't even do that. So yeah, it's just not the reality that I hoped for. So I had to want to make it for myself, and I was doing that by just creating the spaces that I saw myself in. I am a Black woman that is also gay. There's not a lot of lanes being created for that. It takes us to be able to know what we need to create those spaces for us. I wanted to create more spaces for what I believe in when it comes to creativity and Black people and women and gays. So it's just like, put all that shit together. What do you get? You get Keepers Collective. Yay! Woo, 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 woo. Make some noise, y'all. What the fuck? Ah. Oh gosh. But yes, Keepers is dedicated to the motherfucking preservation and archival of Black creativity and all things real, all things intentional. Okay, I always try and set some type of intention behind what I create. And I want it to be a hub of different creatives, different musicians, artists, producers, DJs, visual artists, motherfucking fashion designers, all different types of people that can help each other, help us in the fight to evolve what is ours and create that, create the motherfucking, what I'm trying to say, mind you, I ain't no crazy, like academic, intellectual or whatever, but also I ain't no slow, I'm gonna say what I want to say. I feel like I created Keepers Collective to not only be able to make spaces that I want to see myself in, but also try and do something for my community the best way I know how, and the best way they'll see it, by doing the things that we already do, but making sure we protect those things, because it's history at the end of the day. And when you're in administrations that are trying to erase that motherfucker, then it's just like, well, what do we have left? What do we have left for future generations to see if we lose the importance of how important it is to archive the things that we create, and the movements and the influence that we have over the world? Pretty much, yeah. I hope that makes sense. What should keep you watching? What should keep you interested? If you believe that the credit is due to all of the people, all of the Black creators, all of the Black inventors, all of anything Black history that has been ignored or not, credited for the things that we've created, then you should keep watching. You should be interested. If you are a creative, or you want to be creative, or you just want to see a change in spaces that are just more free and more lively and not so superficial and more authentic, then you should stay. You should become a part of the Keepers Collective. You should tune in. You should share ideas. You should, if you're in the near area of Charlotte, you should come out to events. If you are any of those things, if you are whatever color you the fuck are, it doesn't matter. But we do focus more on the Black American causes, of course. Allies are welcome as long as the spaces are respected, But yeah, Black, queer, gay, or like an alternative, you feel like, person when it comes to the the regular routine of people, then you should keep watching. You should stay tuned for the Keepers Collective. You should be a part of it, because I don't have no script and nothing. I just was going off real. But I had a structure of questions or little topics that I wanted to go through, so I wasn't scrambling too much, and I wasn't just rambling. I could just get to the point. Shit, excuse me. You motherfuckers got you low attention span, so and I talk slow. I be having a drawl, so it's just like I'm trying to get it going. If you want to hear me yap, give me ideas, share your thoughts, share your comments for what the comment section is for. Please do that. Because I like yapping with people. I like yapping about people, and I like changing things in our reality. So yeah. So what happened that made me think this? Basically everything that we've seen in the last, I would say, decade, from just how easy it is for the cycle of things that the Black community creates gets just put through the ringer of something that is completely not, and then it gets turned into a mainstream thing, then it gets turned into Gen Z lingo, then it gets turned into some slow, slick trademark, corporation tagline for something that they think is just another cool phrase or word, but then it's actually just something that some random Black motherfucker made up and the Black community thought was cool or funny. That's how I see things going, especially when it comes to a lot of trends, because I think the first time I ever noticed it when I was in like 6th grade in middle school. And yes, I'm young. I'm not old as fuck. I'm a young hoe. When I was in like 6th grade and like Vine was out, I think one of the first times I seen it was the girl that was like eyebrows on fleek, the fuck. And then next thing you know, it was like, I don't know, it was like a couple of months later, maybe a billboard, and people were saying like, oh, this is on fleek or this. And it was just like, what? It's like that little clip in the episode of Zoe 101 with when the black boy had made up the little term, then next thing you know they wasn't trying to book it, but then next thing you know some white niggas used it and then they tried to book it. That's what I'm saying. Like, it just be that. It was like the dance trends went from, like, I remember motherfucking Whip came out, then the Nay came, then, you know, Hitting the Folks was on the line. But it was just like we would create a dance trend. Some black boy, black girl would create this trend and it would go viral in the black community, and then we start doing it, we start dancing it, we start wearing it, we start saying it. Next thing you know, it's becoming a trend for everybody. We setting the trends for everybody. But then those trends get taken and then it's like, okay, we done. But it was to the point where we was like, okay, now it becomes mainstream, we don't care about it no more. But then when it goes mainstream, that's when they, you know, market it, and that's when they take the credit for it. And then it's like, hold on, wait a minute, y'all changing the meaning of this shit, and it was never this or that or whatever. And it's just like it becomes a cycle. And I think it's become a cycle too much to the point where we don't care. But it's like we should care, because the motherfuckers who make shit up should be getting paid off of that. The motherfuckers who do that, the big, I feel like another big one was with the, you know, I don't be remember nobody's name, but with the girl from TikTok when she did the motherfucking renegade dance. The next thing you know, the old white girl had did it, and she did what she did, and she went viral for that, and she been a motherfucking millionaire. I mean, I'm pretty sure they already was, I think, but man, I know of some people that I should not know of based off of just the difference between white culture and black culture, and what they see is things that we create, we don't credit it for it. And I think we should make a bigger deal about the things that we create. But all of those are just, yeah, those are just some examples that I can think of where I hate when shit like that happen, and I'll be mad as fuck, and I'll be like, we need to do something about this. This is fucking unacceptable. Like, I feel like, if nobody is like upset as me, is it just me? Like, no, this should not be happening over and over and over again, and we just act like it isn't a problem and we just ignore it. Like, fuck no. There needs to be a social way that we can always come back to some sort of archival that makes sure that the trends that we create are being kept, and we notify everybody of it, and we make sure that it's a known thing within our community that, okay, this was kept, this trend was created by such and such on this day at this motherfucking time. This is the person who created it. It is not this, it is not that. That way, even before white people try and take the trend, or people try and say, oh, it came from here, we already archived it, baby. Keepers kept. It's already here. So yeah, if I want keepers to be like a social aspect, I want it to be done in a social aspect that way. You know, we can take action over social media, which is, you know, just being a real community even there, which we already have, but sometimes it's like topics get lost. There's so many topics and people try and act like, oh, I hate people that say like the internet isn't real or this ain't real life. Baby, the internet is everything. Everything is the internet, okay? Everything motherfuckers wear, buy, what they sleep in, what they like, who they are is from the internet. Might not be everybody, but it's everybody. The bigger idea is that what matters is that it works. It's been working. So goddamn, I'm motherfucker. Okay, so the bigger idea, what do I think like it says about our culture is that we are very easy to influence, but we are also easily influenced. And I think that, you know, the more we just kind of be more intentional about what we create and what is being created, then we can kind of just get back to and start to just own everything, you know? Just be, because influence is power, and power is, you know, black power is black love, babe. If we got all of that, then that's really what we need these days. Because everybody else is crazy. Shoot, some of us crazy too. I feel like it is very much so possible. I already know it's possible, and I want to see how far I can go. And yeah, I'm yapping up in this shit, but if you believe in anything down the road of what I have tried to convey, then you are in the right place. Like I said, I can see it happening. I started with like 80 followers. Well, I didn't start with, I started with like 30, and then I got like 80 followers, and I thought like, this is really good. This was like the end of May, and now as of today, July, I have 1,000 followers, over 1,000 followers. And it's just like, yo, that's so crazy. Like, either people were just following to follow, or like, no, some people really resonate and they realize the mission, or they want to be in the spaces that I try and create for us. And that's just a proof in the pudding, because it's just like, you just got to take the step and do it. And the next step for me to keep building would be to be able to have these conversations. That's what I want, to be able to, make some type of change. Because if I can do it just with being more intentional on how we curate certain experiences for our communities to, be a part of, then it's also like, what can we do inside the community, in the social community, where we can reach everybody that is interested in our culture and creativity and all that shit. So yeah. Whew. I'm so fake. What's the last thing? What do I want with people to leave with this? I want you to know that I am still building, but I have some ideas. And if you want to fuck with me, come fuck with me. Because if you fuck with me in real life, I'm trying to do some shit where, I'm trying to build these spaces and DJ and bring my art to life, but also bring the spaces to life and bring the different types of, interactive shits we can do to actually just do some different shit as a community and actually build and do things differently. Somebody gotta try just a little bit, and then yeah. So if you fuck with it, you fuck with it. If you fuck with the social aspect more, you want to support in that way too, then that's also fucking awesome, because that also matters. So yeah, I just want everybody to see that I think that this is possible. I think that there's a way that we can turn our culture and take control of it and how much it influences everybody, and be even more proud, be on some tribal shit, get back to just archiving Black history for ourselves and making it more sacred to be here and to be able to be in the positions that we are in. Because as we know, our ancestors were not, and we owe it to them to not lose recipes, because some of the food is getting fucking nasty. So we gotta, it's time for us to take the steps, because Mammy is gone, Pops is gone, and once they go, the grandma has the baby, who is going to take the motherfucking lead? Okay? Where is all the scamming ass niggas at? I'm pretty sure if you got scammed by some niggas, you definitely be asking where they at. Where all the scamming ass niggas at? The fuck? Who the fuck bought a jet ski on my credit card, bitch? No, but I'm fucking stupid. This is gonna be the end. This is gonna be the end. This is gonna be the end. But yeah, Cupid's Collective. This is motherfucking episode 1. This is the motherfucking prologue. This is motherfucking shit. You already know I'm gonna put some stuff up in the video and edit it and shit. And I'm gonna put that shit out. And I really appreciate y'all. I just cussed a lot, but it's your girl Capri. I'm outie. Black power, black love. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Baby, baby. I'm gonna mix that. I'm gonna mix baby, I just wanna dance. And I'm gonna mix baby, I like your style. That can work. Okay, let me get up.